fly the Atlantic. We choose to go to the moon. We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other thing. Not because they are easy, but because they are hard. Because that goal will serve to organize and measure the best of our energies and skills. Because that challenge is one that we're willing to accept, one we are unwilling to postpone, and one we intend to win. We choose to go to the moon.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Super Happy Dragon Lucky. This is episode SHDL 0xcf. It is the 208th episode. Reminder, nothing on the show is financial advice, and stay tuned after the updates for an AMA. So we'll get straight into the updates. First, on Dragonchain updates, Super Happy Dragon Lucky. This shows distribution from last week for governance on the show. There were 556 lot created, 3 questions for 69 lot each, 1 featured post for 69 lot. The host received 69, and Dragonchain received 209 lot. Also on Dragonchain, we had 1 scheduled downtime for for some systems, and also an unscheduled one. So apologies for that. We're working on different infrastructure things, and it's all since the last big migration that you all knew about. So we have a few more things still going on. Always, hopefully, they'll all be scheduled and you'll know about them in advance, and hopefully they'll be limited. So I know of at least one coming up sometime. Hopefully it'll be this week, but it might be next week, just to get it out of the way. Next, we go to Den.Social, July 2023. LCP layer should soon be live. Hopefully it'll be today. The winner was both in unique voter and lore committed, is the DeFi layer proposal with 6.2 million lore committed and 34 unique voters. So far on Den, there have been 159 layers created to date, with over 244.9 million lot NFTs created to date. That's almost 245 million. So maybe we'll have something when we hit the 250. And on Coffee with Den, Dave is in the process of relocating. So Coffee with Den is on hiatus until September. Watch for an announcement for episode 82 at its new time, 8 p.m. Eastern. So hopefully I'll be able to join more often. That'll be fun. And that's good. So watch for that. On DenDAO updates, join us later this afternoon for the weekly DenDAO call. It is at 1500 Eastern, 1900 UTC. The agenda is already posted. Go in and let us know if there's anything you want to discuss. Everyone's welcome to join. I know we're going to be talking about, at least we have, I do believe we'll be talking about decentralizing Den and what are a few solutions and, what people might want. So do try to join that. It'll be a pretty important one. Now we go to the World Blockchain Roundtable updates. So in case you missed it, last week's episode on cryptocurrency wallets, go watch and share it. The more views it gets this first week, the more lot all the participants will get. Episode 113 airs today at 1100 Eastern, 1500 UTC. And the topic is the possibilities of crypto and social media in the metaverse. Leave a blockchain related question or subject to discuss about the topic, or even something more general about blockchain. And if you get voted up, you'll get on the show and get credit in NFTs. So we also, let's see, so that's all the updates. So now we'll go straight to the AMA. And if you can refresh, just so we know that it's, latest updates. And I'll make it bigger so I can read it. All right, from Dayrox, are there already NFTs on Dragonchain? What will be the integration of NFT with Den.Social? Will it be possible to save posts as NFTs? Okay, so Yeah, there definitely are. We have not had any partners that we had long range plans. Had it's not received funding for native NFT platform for trading and or for other transfers or whatever you wanted to do with them, but there are at least a few systems that build NFTs on Dragonchain. One of which is, of course, Den itself. That the layer ownership tokens that you create within the LCP, or that if you came in and created your own community with a business layer proposal or something, all all of the lot are NFTs. Some of them are set for particular reasons to not be withdrawable, things like that. But most of them, including the LCP lot, I should say, the lot NFTs are able to export into Ethereum and go and trade on OpenSea or wherever else you might want to trade them, or to give them to people or anything else. But given the fees and everything that's happened on Ethereum up and down over and over again, a lot of people, and we pretty much moved all of the LCP after looking at the numbers to Dragonchain only, because people were spending tremendous amounts of money, both in voting on the LCP from the Ethereum side, and then moving them out to Ethereum and trading them and things like that, which is it was kind of frustrating, because it was a lot of money that would have been better spent on more important things for those people, or more valuable things for Den. And essentially, the lots, you can tip them, you can effectively transfer them to anybody you want. If you have a community and you want someone else to have a little more presence or weight in that community, including in the governance, then you can give them a lot for it. And those lots, though, are NFTs. And on the Ethereum side, I do believe they were the first ever NFT to contain a locked ERC20 or fungible token inside of them. And it was an interesting concept, but essentially the reason that it works is that every single lore can create a lot NFT, but it's locked together. And if ever you let's say the community was defunct, and you decided, hey, nothing's happened in this community, I want to exit, you literally can burn those NFTs to the contract, and the lore will come back to you, minus a fixed fee that Den has plugged into it. So it's an interesting thing. It does work. It's very unique, and the way that the model works with the lore and the lot is very unique too. So far, it's worked. It hasn't had a lot of pressure on it so far in terms of economics, or and I would say, because there's so much friction on the Ethereum side. Maybe if we had gone with a different blockchain on the outside, it would have been more fluid. But at the same time, it might have totally crashed, because some of those blockchains have been heavily compromised in that time too. So the thing to note is it has seen extreme scale, that there are, as we speak, somewhere approaching 245 million NFTs that have been created on Den alone. So Dragonchain might, and I don't know this, it might very well have I would think it probably does have the highest number of NFTs created on it. So anyway, it's a long answer. So good question though. Next question is IAM4IAM deleted. And next one. Okay, IAM4IAM has a question. Has Den or the Den DAO been mentioned in the SEC case with Dragonchain? And does the DAO have any risk associated with the SEC Dragonchain case? I am not a lawyer. Thankfully, you can all thank the world that I am not a lawyer, because, well, maybe not. Maybe if I were a lawyer and if I were taken that upon myself, I would have the pain. But maybe some of these things could be better described. There is a lack of good lawyers, and I say good, honorable lawyers. Of course, everybody knows that, but you think then you further drop those down to how, what's the niche within the good lawyers that have talent and that have the ability to understand the abstractions and complexity in blockchain and cryptocurrency, in DAOs, governance, and software, right? And crypto itself, cryptography. So you think about it, it's a very small number of people in the world that can do a lot of that. And anyway, it hasn't, as far as I know, been mentioned in the case. I don't think they care about it. I don't think, frankly, I think the reason they don't care about it is that it's probably not a threat to anyone, right? Flying under the radar, as it were. The only reason that Dragonchain got pulled up is because of our origin from Disney and our, the rise to notice, that we actually got noticed by a lot of people because we were actually doing something. DAO, any risk with the SEC Dragonchain case? I don't know. Who knows? It's one of those things. I think, if we were to look at it broadly, I think every single project, not even just blockchain projects, I think if you came up with an AI project that threatened the powers that be, they'd go after you. They'd find some way to go after you. I don't think it matters. They'd declare you a security just because you were you had points in your system, or because the people were interacting, or hell, maybe the AI entities themselves would become securities. Can you imagine? Who would not doubt that? So I do think everything's at risk when you have power run amok. But hopefully, the way that we've set up, it's extremely decentralized in terms of governance. DAO we're talking about, because we tapped primarily the primary point of governance value or weight is behavior. So every single person on Den is a part of DAO, right? So they have weight, they can help make decisions. So there's a bunch of very interesting stuff there. And if you can come to the DAO call, supposedly we'll be covering some of this stuff, and not the SEC side, not the legal side, but how we can make it more decentralized, and how we can really open it up to to being used by more people, hopefully. So okay, next question. So that was 2. Hopefully that's it. So okay, then we have one featured content post, which is from Derox. Can Den.Social shape your future career? So this is about social media platforms, metaverse, and how lack of transparency and understanding how the platforms operate and handle private data. Can Den.Social solve many of those pieces? He mentions Matter. He mentions the fact that it is such a slow mining process that is 1,000 a day out of 433 million. So it's going to take I think it's 1,500 something years to actually instantiate all of those Matter in the mining, to mine them all. So anyway, scarcity is a big deal. I happen to think that history and whether if you're in a metaverse, if you're discussing things with people, it is particularly valuable to have the ability to prove history, to prove that this, when we first were designing this, a lot of it came out of some of the craziness that was going on in the social media world with Facebook, and in particular Reddit, where literally the CEO of Reddit logged into a database, and just because he didn't like a certain political viewpoint, he changed content in the database, pretending like they did it, and he and I don't know if he did, but I know Reddit at least later apologized, supposedly reset it back, but it's a big deal to have the history there. So, and Dayrock's, talking about the fact that the rest of the world is more important than just the U.S. And I agree, because it's you can't be under yoke from one country in the world just because they think they have the power, right? So, frankly, it's one of those things I think that I wish I had come to the realization earlier. But anyway, check it out. Hopefully that again, that call today, this afternoon, the Den.DAO call itself will be covering some of the decentralization of the infrastructure that's possible, and to see what high and low points and pros and cons there are in all of them. So there's a bunch of stuff there, and it'll be pretty valuable. But anyway, let's see here. Is that a last question or no? Yes or no? What is that? Oh, it was the Den.DAO. I didn't see the top of it. Sorry, I wasn't looking at the beginning. The Den.DAO call. So there are questions in there already. Make sure you get some more in, especially around that stuff. Dayrocks, if you want us to bring up, if it happens, do we want to restrict access to the U.S.? It's totally a plausible and reasonable thing that could happen. I'd hate to see that happen, but anyway, we will go there and talk about that today. And anyway, so all of you get credit for that. Thank you very much. And in closing, make sure you get some Dragonchain and Den merch at Dragonchain.store. Contribute to Dragonchain's legal fund if you are at all able at legalfund.dragonchain.com. You can contribute with a credit card, or with, I think there are a variety of different payment methods now open to it. And there are also a variety, a decent amount of cryptocurrencies that you can donate. And, we'll do our best with it. And, if you can give us something, we have to pay for the attorneys, and they're doing a great job. And we're about to, embark on that whole matter, and hopefully get it all finalized in the next 6 months to a year. We'll see. Who knows? Can't predict times. Okay. Also, watch Super Happy Dragon Lucky again next week at 10 o'clock Eastern, 1400 UTC. Watch World Blockchain Roundtable later today at 1100 Eastern, 1500 UTC. It's about 35 minutes. Follow Dragonchain, Real Denizens, and Jojo Rowe on Twitter, LinkedIn, and especially Den.Social. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share, please. So that's it. Thanks a bunch. Bye.
Because that goal will serve to organize and measure the best. Adaptable, raw capital, label radical yet rational. A tactical approach is palpable if this animal is fallible, but that conclusion is laughable. So with for all detachable from the mandible, you see it now.